Hello and welcome to TPM's 4 Minute Friday. Today in Revit, we're going to take a look at the global parameters commands or options available to us to use global parameters and how we can use them. Actually, had a client call up earlier this week and she didn't realize how easy it was to work with. So realized I probably want to make a quick little video to let people know how easy it is to work with these. So let's go ahead and switch on over to Revit and we'll take a look at this. So here we are inside of Revit as usual, and I've created a very simple little project to demonstrate how you work with global parameters. You can see the doors that are offset off the corners at fairly random locations. I've got dimensions specified from those corners to the doors, and that's what we're going to use the global parameters for. Because to make this easier, especially on a larger project, we be really nice to have a value that we simply assign to all these dimensions so that it controls the distance off of the corners for all these doors. That's essentially what global parameters are all about. You simply define a variable and then you assign it to dimensions as needed so that changing one variable with the global parameter command changes all those locations, all those dimensions throughout the project. So how you set this up? Well, first thing you probably want to do is go ahead and go into manage and you'll see we have our global parameters right here. So global parameters was introduced a while back. It's very simple. We're going to go into open dialog box here and you'll see inside of here we have nothing in there. That's fine. We have the option down here to edit what we've already created, or we can simply create a new global parameter, which is what we'll do. And we'll simply call this a door corner offset. Comment is going to be a dimension. That's it. That's how you create a global parameter. And then we give it a value. Let's say 8 inches. We'll come back in and change this shortly. That's how you create a global variable, a global parameter. How to use it? Global parameters are tied to dimensions. So we can pick on the dimension here, nothing unusual about that, but you'll see up top we do have the ability to add a label to it. One of the uniqueness things about Revit is they typically use the word label when they want to tie those parameters to specific dimension options. We see that concept of labels when we're doing families, and it's kind of carried through here as well. So the term label is being used to say that we want to take this dimension and essentially associate it to this door corner offset global parameter we created. You'll see when I do that, I simply change that dimension over to 8 inches, which is what it was defined as. And of course, we can grab all of these dimensions at one time, assign them all to the same value, and there you go. Now, you might want to not have an ugly set of dimensions like this, so we'll just delete those dimensions, but we will keep them constrained. So now you see if I pull this out and we decide we need another value for this, we can say, well, let's just for demonstration, we'll show you we want to go at 12 inches. When I apply this, it moves all those doors out to 12 inches. And then, of course, we can move them back into 6 inches or whatever we need to be. So it's global, as the name implies. Very powerful, it's a very simple feature that allows us to define a variable and then use it throughout the entire project. And then by changing that one variable, we can change all those locations, or more specifically, change those dimensions throughout the entire project. That's it. That's how you work with global parameters. So hopefully you'll be able to use this in your day-to-day work or your project you're working on. You start thinking about what you could use at work with ceiling offsets, with reference plane offsets, pretty much innumerable number of things that you can start globalizing with these different parameters. So there you go. Thank you much for your time, and hopefully this helps you out in your projects, and we'll see you next time.